my colleagues, Anita, who is a part of our Learning Enterprise team, and I can tell you a little bit more about that, and Angela, who is the director of our international partnerships for the Digital High School. So the goal here today is to give you all a high-level overview of some of the work that Arizona State University is doing as it relates to kindergarten through 12th grade. And those are American grades, obviously. So the secondary portion of students and how we are helping students to take university level courses, and for our international population, how we're giving our students who work with us a competitive edge and hopefully the opportunity and the invitation to come to America for university. But regardless, our goal is to expand access of high quality courseware from Arizona State University at an affordable price to students around the world. And that's our goal for our communication with you all today, that you can bring this to your schools and your students as well. I would love for this to be interactive, so I invite you, as I'm talking, to type in the chat room. Anita and Angela can both help me to man the chat room and answer your questions. But I could first ask all of you, since it's a small group, if you could put in the chat box what your role is, so that I know how to cater my conversation and the details that I share to you. That would be helpful. So just take a second while I'm introducing myself to put what your name, your location, and what your role is with GEMS. That would be wonderful. And as you're doing that, again, I said I'm Amy McGrath. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of our Digital High School. Arizona State University has a group of 12 schools that are kindergarten through 12th. And most of them are physical, but one of them is a digital platform in which we have content as well as courseware that's made available to students around the world. So it's my job to help run that. And I am a university employee out of the Education Outreach and Student Services Unit. All right, let me check out the chat here and see. I see Angela wrote, is there anyone that's having trouble with the chat? Well, I will go ahead and get started. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat box. And I do apologize again about not being on video. For some reason, my camera is not syncing. All right, we talked a little bit about this. What we plan to cover is just a high-level overview about ASU Prep Digital, and again, that's ASU's Digital High School, how we're different from other traditional schools and other online schools, and what really makes us different is the learner experience. So our goal today is to show you programmatically how we support our students in an online environment with quite a bit of support and one-on-one communication, which sometimes can be hard to do, and often people have a very different opinion of what online schools are as it relates to very specific support. And so that's a goal for us today, is to debunk that myth and ensure that you all understand how committed ASU is to incredibly deep and comprehensive one-on-one support for each of the students that we interact with. So again, what is ASU Prep Digital? We are Arizona State University. So though we're a high school, and Arizona State University is known for being the largest public university in the United States, we are the high school iteration of ASU. We are committed to innovation, to access, and to expansion. And because of those deep commitments, for now 5 years, going on 6 years in a row, Arizona State University by US News has been named the #1 most innovative university in the country. So it's something that we really walk the walk and talk the talk as well. And so it's important for you all to understand that this digital high school is an example of why ASU is the most innovative university in the country. I have been in educational technology and serving students remotely online for the last 16 years. I started in this educational technology world when there was dial-up for your internet. And I remember the true form of distance learning. And by the way, I wish I could go on camera to show you. This is just something I've been passionate about since I graduated college. So I have been out of my university for 20 years, and all 20 years I've been in online education. The day I graduated, I knew I wanted to teach students that way. So I have seen the world of educational technology move from just online textbooks to more of a student-centered learning experience. And we talked a little bit, I hit on that in the very beginning of the presentation, that you can take courseware online, but you can also design courseware to be personalized and adaptive and supportive for students in a different way than just sit and get, which means staring at the computer. And I smile as I say that because I'm not modeling very well. I'm having you all sit and listen to me talk without seeing me and without having you interact. But I will say what is really core to the value system of ASU is ensuring that every learner has a very interactive experience as they are engaging in Arizona State University content. We are an accredited online high school, accredited by Cognia, which was bought by Advanced Ed. Most of you probably know Advanced Ed. We are also full-time, we serve full-time students that are working towards their U.S. high school diploma. We can serve students in a part-time capacity, so that would be a la carte. That would be a student that just wants to try one college course, and they can come in and take that course through Arizona State University's preparatory digital high school, or they can take all of their courses with us or anywhere in between. One of the major ways that we partner with schools is just giving schools and school networks like GEMS the ability to use our courseware in either a licensing model or where we partner and have ASU faculty and teachers come alongside GEMS teachers and teach and bring that in remotely. So there are various ways that we can customize a partnership to bring Arizona State University's digital assets into your classrooms for your students. From a difference and a value proposition standpoint, there's flexibility. And I will tell you that we survey the 25,000 students that we have, and they have all, 80% have named the #1 benefit of working with ASU Prep Digital is the flexibility. Students are changing. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. Life is changing, and students need to bring school with them. They need to not just be dependent on school buildings. They need to have the accessibility and the availability of remote instructors and courseware to continue their forward momentum in learning. So that's something that we're really dedicated to when we design online learning courses, is that a student should be able to do that in a Starbucks coffee shop, in their living room, or inside of a school building. It shouldn't matter where they are. They should be able to learn anything from any location. But I will note many online schools say that, right? Lots of schools say we can do that from anywhere. So what is different about ASU? ASU is dedicated to rigor. We are a college preparatory high school. There are hundreds of online schools that are credit recovery oriented, that are very, I would say, low depth of knowledge in their content and student experience. And ASU is extremely committed to preparing students to matriculate to university. And in that preparation, we spend time with heavy support and high expectations for students to perform at the highest levels. There is not a way that a student can hide in our online classes and coast through without mastering concepts. We have too many mechanisms of support and direct expectations for interaction for a student to be able to just anonymously hide. So I think that's the biggest difference about what ASU Prep does from a programmatic standpoint in partnership with schools, is create learning environments where students are held accountable for mastery and for learning. A few of these bullets here just to hit on: we are NCAA approved, which is important for our athletes. I noted this, we're not a credit recovery program, so hundreds of students go to online schools to recover their credits. We can help a student who has failed take a course and master content, but we are not a program that is allowing students to just in volume and bulk move through their courseware to quickly recover credits. So wanted to just point out that extreme dedication that we have to college preparatory and high expectations. And number one is ASU credit. We consider our students ASU Sun Devils. That's our way of making the students feel like they are immediately in university environment and culture upon taking courses as high schoolers with ASU Prep Digital. They are placed into ASU course class sections with ASU faculty and also with ASU American high school or university students. So they're not just dual enrolled, they are concurrently enrolled. So they're concurrently enrolled in their high school classes as well as ASU classes and get ASU transcripts that can transfer anywhere in the world. We said a little bit of this, that we do believe that every student can succeed. We don't believe that certain zip codes or income levels or basically the charter of the university is that access and excellence go hand in hand. We are not trying to find and harvest the best top performing students that have that come from incomes of wealth. We believe that every student, if supported with the right learning environment, can demonstrate mastery and succeed. One of the ways that we accomplish that is our teachers. So many online programs are technology driven. We obviously are very centered on technology, but our teachers are the qualitative side of making that technology meaningful. Our teachers are trained in social emotional intelligence. They care for their learners, they ask questions, they support, they have guidance counselor training, and we also cover our learners with an additional layer of support beyond the academic rigor, and that's called a learning success coach, to ensure that the student is on a college and career pathway in addition to just the individual course that they might be taking. So that part is a really important piece because we know that technology is binary and technology can do fantastic things, but we truly believe at ASU Prep Digital that you need very thoughtful, meaningful, personalized human support to bring that learner into the level of mastery. We only hire highly qualified teachers, and the United States Department of Education gives us qualifications to deem that. So it's really important, as well as our training. Our teachers are trained to do video feedback, to set up one-on-one mentoring and tutoring sessions, and they spend quite a bit of time learning the learner and being the lead learner to be able to take students into a level of forward momentum in their learning experience and not get stuck, which often happens in online courseware. I spoke to this a second ago, but I'll just hit on it again. Another differentiator of Arizona State University's high school program is the Learning Success Coach. We have individual adults that are assigned almost as an educational assistant for each student, and this is in addition to their teacher. So the teacher or faculty member will move them through their academic courseware And their learning success coach, again, is on the qualitative side of ensuring that the learner is set up with both physical conditions as well as how are things going for you at home? Is there any questions that you have about how to make the technology work for you? What is your plan for post-graduation, and how can I help you meet your goals? Those are the types of conversations that a learning success coach might have. We also believe in family engagement. So if these, and this also depends on the school partnership. If GEMS is working with families and wants to engage Arizona State University's high school in family webinars or opportunities for families to ask questions of their teachers, we set that up as well. We create digital open houses. You all are using GoToMeeting. We use Zoom. And so we have opportunities for parents and teachers and all around the world to gather inside of a Zoom to have conversations about their students' learning. Not required, just optional. And again, our biggest value proposition is the fact that we're embedded in the university. So every asset that's available to an Arizona State University student is available to our ASU Prep Digital High School students. It's an absolute game changer for a learner to understand themselves as college going as early as 13, 14, and 15 years old. We have stories of students who are extremely gifted, but never had the chance to take these university level courses. And now they've joined with us in our high school program. And we have 14 and 15-year-olds that have over 60 university level credits. And those will obviously transfer right into their university course taking, and they will be moving straight into their master's level as opposed to taking first level 100 and 200 level courses. So we're very proud of the way that we have integrated our high school curriculum with our university curriculum so that we can accelerate students through what may be taking the same concepts over again. So an example of that might be a biology course. In high school, in the United States, our course progression plan requires a biology 1.0 credit. Then when you get to university, you have the opportunity, and for many majors, the requirement to take Bio 100. If you map those standards, they are over 80% overlapped. So what we've done is taken the biology university level course, Bio 100, which was beautifully designed by an ASU faculty member, and we added that missing 20% of biology high school standards and instructional strategies that needed to be overlaid so that the student could, at the very same time, take their university and high school level course taking, testing, and accomplish 1.0 high school credit and 3 university level credits. So that would be an example of our high school and college course taking at the same time. I have been talking quite a bit. I wanted to really give you a high-level overview and understanding of what our digital high school commitments were anchored to, but I'd like to move now into a set of offerings that I believe would be very valuable to your team as well as to your students. But before I do that, I'm going to just take a break and see if Angela, Anita, or any of the GEMS team have questions. And Angela, Anita, not questions for you all, but anything to add?
Amy, we're good. Thank you.
Great. Well, I hope you all are still with me. And tell me in the chat box before I move on, what time is it for most of you on the phone? I will tell you I am sitting in Orlando, Florida, and it is now, let's see, 8:53 a.m. in the morning. Tell me if you can in the chat box what time it is where you're sitting. 4:52. All right, it's time to end your day. So I am what's standing between you and dinner, likely, right? Wonderful. Okay, so transitioning a bit into a very early, one note. Thank you to Anita and Angela who are in Arizona, and it is very early for them. Not yet 6 o'clock in the morning yet. So this really is an example of global connection, right? We are finding times that work for us and coming to learn together about how to bring better options to students. And it might be 5:30 in the morning for Anita and for Angela, and that's dinner time for you all. So thank you again for joining us. And just to transition into a very tangible and likely applicable courseware solution for your students, Arizona State University has created a cadre of courses that are freshman and sophomore level university courses, and made them open and accessible and extremely affordable for high school students. I noted earlier how often there is a direct overlap in course standards and expectations for high school level students with the first and second years of university courseware. So why it's important for us is that that's directly our mission, is not to waste students' time, but to help propel them into university. And so why not offer them open, high quality ASU courseware and give them high school credit for that, as well as the university credit. And so that's just what we've done here in a suite of courses that we call our open courseware offerings. What these courses are, and Anita, if you could type in the chat box where our team can, on the GEM side, can go and find the catalog, that would be helpful. But what these courses are is a very low risk and accessible way for learners to try out ASU courses. Our students are able to enroll in a course without applying. They pay $25 to be on what's called a verified track. That verified track will allow them to move through the courseware, see how they're doing, and decide at the end if they want to convert that course to ASU credit. It's an unprecedented and unbelievably wonderful opportunity for students who both want to accelerate, but also for students who are not sure if university level course taking is right for them. And often those students who are nervous about taking those courses never do it because they have that fear of carrying a ding on their transcript. So in this case, you can decide as the learner, as the parent, or as the school leader, if the student wants to convert their credit into university transcript. And that's for a very nominal fee in comparison to usual ASU international tuition rates. It's $400 to transfer those rates to college credit. And if the learner does not feel like they want to convert that, they don't have to. So that's the wonderful part about that. And they also have a whole year to decide post taking the course if they want to convert for credit. One thing, and I think the probably number one reason we're here today to bring you all into this opportunity is that Arizona State University has moved this pricing for the traditional $400 conversion. We are only charging $99. We are not even charging the $25 verified fee. It is $99 for a student to take any of our, I believe, 18, Anita, you can correct me in the chat box, 18 ASU open courseware courses. So you can visit the course catalog that Anita put on the website or on the chat box, and you'll be able to see all of the very rich courses, mathematics, humanities, a fantastic course that our engineering program put together, Intro to Engineering, some very high quality course experiences that our ASU online 75,000 students take, but it's moved into an open courseware experience to expand access. And that's all, again, dedicated to the university charter that our president, Michael Crow, leads this initiative so well and pioneers in this space. And so we've moved all of this course logic into an economic model that makes sense for families, as well as an academic model that makes sense for learners. So our next plan is to help you all bring this excellent opportunity to your students, to your learners, and you can do just that. You can move your, or you can click on the ea.asu.edu/courses, and you will be able to find your way through a learner being able to register themselves. As I noted, the special pricing of $99 is only available through August 17th. So that's why it was also really important that we gathered you all as soon as we could, so that you could take this offering to your families. In terms of the direct next steps, I'm going to pass it over to Anita and Angela and see if there's anything I missed as it relates to what should the GEMS team do to get started in an open scale course offering.
So Amy, the startup and the registration process is very light. And that's the other nice part about registration for these courses. As Amy mentioned, there's no application. And so you can go straight to the portal. I'm going to type the link of the portal. You can click sign up and you can get started.
I do want to also mention that the majority of these courses are required courses for first-year college students in the U.S. So by taking these courses, you know, obviously Amy talked about the kind of an exploratory opportunity, but also by taking these courses at the same time, they are paving sort of their path to college major degree programs.
That's a really great point, Angela. I'm glad you brought that up. These courses are, we've chosen these top just under 20 courses that all tie and are required for U.S. University major maps. So I would highly suggest you checking out what course levels and course types there are, because these courses are ubiquitous in terms of the direct tie into the student's pathway to their career discipline. And I would encourage you all, if Angela, if you could put your email address in the chat box, that would be great. Angela is also a wonderful source for continued individual conversations. And if there are any more questions that you all have, you haven't been a very talkative group, which I understand, it's almost dinner time, but I'm sure as you're digesting all of this, you might have further questions, and we're here to help. So if there is anything that you would like more detail on, please let us know. And Angela, if you could put our website in the chat box as well, that would be great. The asuprepdigital.org website has multiple resources as well as student stories that you can better understand some of the program pieces that I spoke about today. I just want to ensure, because we are ASU, we have so many offerings that sometimes it can get overwhelming. And I personally, for the last 3 years, have been involved in conversations with the GEMS team probably 10 different times. And we haven't yet landed on something that really tangibly has taken off within your school group. And I would love to really just focus on one step. And I think the open scale course offerings is a really great way to get started so that ASU can create a deep partnership with the GEMS network. That's obviously just a suggestion on my side after many years of watching your school network in the news and thrive and You all are doing fantastic work, very, very impressive. And so that is hopefully you would also hear us. We would like to learn and collaborate alongside of you. I think the reason that ASU is the most innovative university in the country is that we do lead, but we also listen. And so what the work we've seen you all do inside your classrooms and as a network of international schools has been fantastic. And we would love to partner with you all to learn about how you're doing this so well. And that is all we have today. If there are no further questions, we're grateful that you joined us. We hope you have a wonderful Tuesday evening and look forward to hearing from you in the future. And thank you so much for having us.